What's up, everybody? It's Fabio Potent. You know this, bringing you guys today a little Jujutsu Kaisen discussion video. I haven't done one of these in a while, and I want to talk about Mr. Too Easy, Megumi Fushiguro. I want to talk about Megumi versus Reggie because I think this fight, it was pretty good. It's not over yet, but holy shit, I want to talk about it. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so let's get straight into the video. It's not going to be too long, but let's talk about Reggie Star. He gets introduced in chapter 167, and at first, when I did my live reaction and I was reading this chapter, I thought he was kind of corny, because he got and I'll put him on the screen, he got the weird cloak thing on, and I thought it was some weird feathers or something was going on. I had no idea what he was doing. And as you go through the chapter, Reggie, he begins to explain the culling game, and he describes what he thinks about it. And he gets into Reggie. He shows that at first that he's a very knowledgeable man, and that he knows he has a way with words. As he gets Megumi into word traps, and he finds out, and he asks him if he knows a man named Kanjaku. And then that's when we get Reggie explaining that Kanjaku has an ulterior motive, that instead of trying to do whatever he was doing with all the people in Tokyo, he's just trying to weed them out. And then once the strongest remain, something else will get announced. That's probably going to be the arc after this, or whenever, or who knows what that's going to be. That's probably when the culling game really starts. Well, shit, we're going to have to wait for that. But I think Reggie's right about that one. Now, Reggie, he's trying to get people on his side. He's trying to recruit members and get strong people on his side for when the bomb drops. But of course, Megumi, being the man that he is, refuses this, and he tries to reverse stakes and take over. But that's when Reggie says, negotiations break down, and as you know, he had this whole place on lock. And that's when Megumi decides, it's time to put in the work and just work everybody. Just put their hands on everybody. And that's when we get introduced to this weirdo. And I want to talk about this weirdo, this weird guy, this weird fucking guy. His name is Idari Hazanoki. This guy's ability is disgusting. This man just throws teeth and eyeballs, and they just blow up. Somebody needs to arrest this man. They need to arrest him, throw him away, throw him underneath the job. This dude, I was like, what? This man just throwing eyeballs that blow up? Yo, throw this man away, fam. Get him out of here. Now, this fight, it starts a little bit, I would say probably like in the middle of Yuji and Higuruma's fight. And once Megumi gets the call, or his little transporting thing announces that the player has added a rule to the culling game. Rule 10. Players may transfer a number of points of their choosing to another player. Once he figured that out, this is too easy. Megumi is showing, he is his father. He is definitely Toji's son, as he is just absolutely out here going crazy, starts bodying people quickly just catches a body. I don't even know what this dude's name is, but the guy with the claws, he just got fucked up. He got low diffed off the building, and then Megumi just killed him instantly. Megumi, he put on a clinic once he got the rule, and he's showing a different type of ferocity. But it's like, you usually just kill people too, but this is different. It's like meticulous. It's calm, it's collected. Like, it's a cool killer. I cannot wait. I wonder what. Oh man, I cannot wait for Megumi to meet his sister. That's all I'll say about that. I'll just keep going on and on. But yeah, Megumi, fierce clinic, and that's when we get introduced. After that is when we get introduced to Fumihiko Takaba. I have no idea whose man's this is, but he kind of nice. He's a weirdo, another weird dude, but he's not as weird as the other dude he wanted to go fight. And he just absolutely, this chapter was just, he tells bad jokes, but he came with the hands. He dropped to kick the shit out of this man. I'm gonna put it on screen again. He drop kicked the shit out of this dude. Got him out of here. He's a weird guy. He just appears for this one chapter, when chapter 169, and he comes in, he puts on a clinic, but he leaves and he goes fights Home Dude, the man that I want thrown away. So hopefully he puts him on a shirt and we just no longer have to see him. But that's when the fight really starts between Reggie and Megumi. I thought Reggie would be a bum, but his ability is actually kind of nice. I mean, depending on how you would use it, but he kind of like, you know, it has his backfires. But his ability to do contractual recreations, he can recreate contracts. I guess we're not going to get it fully explained. But he uses receipts. And then he can heal himself and do interesting things with his powers of like receipts. So I'm assuming like he has car receipts. That's how he makes cars appear. He has fucking knife receipts, and that's how he makes knives appear. And he uses one of these receipts for a spa stay, and then he heals himself. I was like, okay, this man got the instant heals. So he was no slouch. Reggie was actually he wasn't absolute fodder, but Megumi had to put in the work to get this man out of here. His ability, it was actually pretty interesting. Now the way Reggie fights, it was pretty how he just makes things pop up. This man dropped pots. He dropped pots of plants on Megumi's head. Made that shit made him bleed a little bit. And then he threw the carrot, but the carrot was a knife. This man was on his Dio Brando. Reggie was on that bullshit. He threw a carrot that had a knife in it, and then he kicked this man in the face. It was crazy. It was crazy. But then that's when Megumi activated domain expansion. Domain expansion inside of the school, because it's not complete. But I was like, that's the beauty in it. And ooh, buddy. And of course, it explains at the beginning because Reggie he tried to block it with a simple domain to cancel the can't miss attack, but there was none because his domain's incomplete. And then Megumi's just he used the shadows and beat the fuck out of this dude. But the cool thing about Reggie is that he figured it out eventually. He gets overwhelmed at first, which is pretty cool. He gets overwhelmed by Megumi's domain not being complete. He didn't understand. So that's how Megumi was able to catch him off guard. But then once he realized it, he was able to use it against him with the weight that he had to carry. He found out that Megumi has to carry and burden a certain amount of weight within his own shadow, or the shadows that he uses. So he put 3 cars and was crushing the fuck out of this dude. But Megumi is a madman. And I love this so much. The Kaisen greatness, when the characters go absolutely insane and they showcase their strongest power. He just goes crazy in this moment. There's a shadow above you, drops his max elephant, and then he says, let's see who's gonna get crushed first. Reggie, willing to put himself on the line. It's just like way back when he unlocked this ability, and this man just went absolutely mad. I love moments like this in Jujutsu Kaisen. It's like when Gojo was fighting Toji. And he was just floating in the air. It's so good. So fucking good. So Reggie, he actually gets crushed first. And he falls into Megumi. He falls into the shadow and he's drowning. He's falling unconscious. But the cool thing about Reggie, he had 9,000 IQ on this one. After he uses whatever he uses to recreate, after he gives them a command, they disappear. But he didn't make the car disappear, so he was able to knock the car up to save himself. And he thinks he won. He says, I admit it, you're strong, but I'm stronger. And he tries to drop a house on Megumi. The Megumi is fucking crazy. I don't know how he did this. But as Reggie is about to drop the house on Megumi, Megumi goes into his shadow, underneath the floor, into the other level beneath them where the pool is at, and then drowns this man in water, drops him in water. I don't know how he did it. This man was moving at the speed of light. That man moved fast as fuck. I don't know how he did that shit, but this man Reggie got caught lacking. And in a classic Kaisen fashion, This is when we get the 1v1 with the hands. From this on out, it was a physical battle because Reggie, he was covered in water. I guess he has to make his contracts burn, but he couldn't do that because he was wet. Megumi, almost out of fucking curse energy. They both tired as shit. And it's kind of cool in this moment, what I was thinking about is how you get the inner thoughts of both. You get the inner thoughts a lot of Reggie here in this fight, of what he's thinking and how he's going to approach this. It's a physical fight. I'll deceive him into thinking that I believe that. But he'll use the Shikigami in an attempt to create an opening, and I'll stop it with a counter move. And he's kind of thinking the entire time. You get a lot of his thoughts. You only get one thought of Megumi's, which is kind of cool. But they go into hand-to-hand CQ, they get into CQC combat. But what I tell y'all, this is too easy. And that's when Divine Dog comes out of I don't know. But you know what? He said that wasn't nearly enough to take out Divine Dog. And when I read it, I was like, it was just 3 mouths. Like, this is a Shikigami. If it can't take that, it's over. And it cleans a good part of Reggie out. Like, part of his head is gone. Like, his ears flying off. His whole, this is like all gone. So, he's definitely about to die. Unless he uses some bullshit, I don't know. But Megumi, he got a W. And unlike Higuruma, Reggie is dead. I think he's dead. Dead. I think Reggie is dead. And I really like this fight. It was pretty cool because Reggie, he wasn't lacking. He actually had everything he needed. Megumi was just too nice for him. The Divine Dog came in clutch. She just waited for the last second. It was kind of crazy because if you really think about it, this whole fight was won at the beginning, and it just goes to show you that. Man, I love Nobara, but until Nobara comes back, Megumi might be the one. I was usually a Nobara. I still love Gojo. He's also gone, but yo, until Nobara comes back until further notice, Megumi is the one. He's the one right now. I can't wait to see what happens next week. But dude, this fight was pretty fun. I had a lot of time reading this fight, and I can't wait to see where this arc goes. Because what Reggie was talking about was true. There's no way Kenjaku has another plan, and he's gonna wait for the strong to survive, and we'll see. Because we haven't even seen that other guy. So, I wonder what we're gonna get. We might bounce to Yuta. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys thought about this fight. What did you think about Megumi versus Reggie Star? I actually really like it. What do you think this arc is gonna go from here? What do you think about Kenjaku and his plan about the strong and all that shit? Man, I don't even know. It's beyond. I'm just hyped. Kaisen's finally hyped. He's getting hype again. I can't wait. I'm all for the hype Kaisen. That's all I need. So please like, comment, subscribe. I'm Fabio Potent. I'll see y'all in the next one.